Right, we're ready to continue on with Kentucky. We'll ask Coach Calipari for some opening remarks and then take your questions for the two student athletes, excuse them, and then we'll finish with Coach. So, Coach, would you begin?
Vandy deserved to beat us. They made their free throws. We missed ours. They made unbelievable plays down the stretch of shot clock, and we didn't. We out-rebounded them and did some good stuff, but got to throw daggers this time of the year. You can't. You got to take care of what's in front of you, and we didn't tonight. But in the other sense, we probably need to get healthy, so having some time off may play in our hands, even though I'm not happy of the outcome of the game. But we got to get everybody healthy and go on this next run.
All right, questions for either of the student athletes? If you'll raise your hand, and we'll get a microphone to you. Hands up. All right, let's start on the far left front.
Oscar, you've been talking national championship since you decided to come back to Kentucky. What's your message going to be to your teammates over the next, 3-4 days before the NCAA tournament starts?
We just got to stay focused, and we got to trust in each other, trust our team. We got a pretty good team. We struggled a little bit today with free throws and missed couple. Vandy was good. I have faith in my teammates and everything. This will give us more chance to be ready and be prepared.
Raise your hand. Other questions? All right, let's go to the second row in the middle.
Antonio, Oscar's probably knows some about this as well, but how frustrating is it fouling out of the game and not being able to really contribute in those final minutes?
It's very frustrating. I wanted to be out there for the team. I wanted to, make a big play, but, it was I got a holding foul, so, took us out of the rhythm a little bit, and, just got to cheer on from the bench.
Raise your hand. Other questions for either? Last call. Okay, front row on the left.
Antonio, I know obviously you wanted to be playing tomorrow, but can you all take solace and now that you have an extra 2 days of rest before you have to play in the NCAA tournament next week?
Yeah, just rest. We got couple of guys out that, couple injuries, but it's all in the making. We definitely gonna fight in the NCAA tournament, and I got faith in my team, like Oscar said. So just being able just to go back to the drawing board.
All right, time for one more. Anyone? All right, we'll excuse the student athletes. You can return to the locker room. And we'll continue on with Coach Calipari. Raise your hand, and we'll start on the far left, second row.
John, where do you think the breakdowns were that allowed Vandy to get the ball to the rim so often?
Again, they were ducking us in, and we had worked hard on getting around so you could body. But later in the game, we did some good stuff where they had tough shots. But early in the game, it was shooting layups. We talked about it at halftime, and they were a little quicker. We were trying to give space, but we didn't want to give angles, and we gave angles up. And but they made tough shots too now. I mean, they made some of the layups they made were really hard shots, and you got to give them credit.
Is there a question on the front row on the left? Go ahead.
Cal, with Xavier, do you have any hope that he will play in the tournament? And how difficult would it be to put him in that spot after not playing for a month, and then you go in an elimination?
Well, it hurt us today with Kaysen. I mean, we weren't Kaysen not playing. That's what happens when you're trying to plug guys in at this time of the year. But he went through some practice stuff the other day, so I think he's getting closer, and hopefully, he's going to be able to give us some minutes. And again, he's not going to play 30 minutes, but he can give us minutes just like CJ gave us minutes down in Arkansas. But I tried to sub the group, and the game didn't stop for 9 minutes. I mean, I'm like, and I'd already I was going to call a timeout, and I said, what in the world? And it didn't stop. And whether it be Kaysen or Oscar, but again, it was a rough house game, a lot of grab and a lot of, it's the way the game was played. But, we had some guys not make plays, and I don't want to say they were tired, but those are plays we're capable of making. We got it to 3. I mean, we had a wide open 3 to get it to 1, and they made the 3 at the shot clock and the 2 at the shot clock, and they played for their lives, and they're an NCAA tournament team now, and I think they were before this game. Yes.
Let's go to the question in the middle on the right side.
Cal, you often say the end of the first half, start of the second half. They went on a 14-0 run, gave them confidence going in and coming out, right?
Yeah, and it was just, again, disappointing what those plays were and then what we missed. And I kept saying when we had the game close, we're going to win this. Just make a play. Someone's got to make a play. If you're open, drop it. Someone's going to have to go get a block out of nowhere. And we just didn't have it. And they did.
Question in the center aisle on the left side.
Cal, have you ever had a team where, as you're watching, you're like, okay, these guys have it figured out, and then there's a step back, and then you think they're done for the year, and you win the next time? You've done it 2 or 3 times this year.
They play better when they have nothing to lose, because they just did not. And I call it stinking thinking. You can't worry about how you're playing or missing a shot. You just lock into the team, do what the team needs you to do. And when we play that way, we're as good as anybody in the country. And when we start thinking too much, or I miss a shot or I miss a free throw, now I struggle playing. We got to get through that. But we've shown who we are. Now, we can beat anybody, and I hate to tell you, we could get beat by anybody too if we're not fighting and playing desperate, playing like we were saying, refuse to lose. Just do what you got to do. Didn't do it today.
Let's go the far back on the left, and then we'll come over to the center aisle way in the back.
Cal, you mentioned after the tournament game last year that even though you had a veteran team, they were a group of guys who had not experienced the postseason. Is there a way to teach a group of guys who have not won in the postseason how to win in the postseason? Or do you just have to go break through and do it?
You got to break through. You got to break through. And, breaking through is your mindset, and it's a champion's mindset, which is, I'm going to make the plays I'm supposed to make, and we're going to do this together, and you trust your teammates. We had breakdowns. You want to talk some of the layups that there were miscommunication. The guy breaks through, and, he was supposed to be picked up. He wasn't picked up. We had some of those today. But I still believe in this team. And I think this team could go on a deep run. We do got to get healthy. Jacob didn't practice but 1 day last week. Kaysen practiced 1 day last week. I wasn't even sure they were going to play. I thought we were going to end up having to do what we did at Arkansas, just figure out how to get it up the court, and that's what I thought we were going to do. And then all of a sudden we can go, but they did not practice, and neither did CJ.
All right, way in the back in the center.
Cal, so obviously not the way you wanted it to go, but what do you think this team, especially the first-timers in postseason play, have learned about just the small margin of error you have to make these
I told him that at halftime. This is postseason play. This is what it looks like. And if you give a guy beer muscles, they take advantage and they run with it. But you got to make it to where it's not 3, it's 1, or you're up 1. You can't be 6. The rim's that big. You're making free throws. 1-point game, the rim's a little smaller. But we never got it to that. We got it to 3, but we never busted through. And we had opportunities. We really shot 11 for 22 from the free throw line because we missed 2 front-end one-on-ones. You're not winning a good game shooting 50% from the line. You're just not. Especially if the other team shoots 90-some% from the line, they make every one. So we gave ourselves a chance. Yeah, I'm disappointed. You know, take me 24 hours to get through this, and let's go, and then we'll prepare for that next tournament.
Okay, second row on the end, go ahead.
There doesn't seem to be nationally just like a team out there that you look at as like Gonzaga maybe in the last couple of years, or Baylor a couple of years ago. Does the tournament look as wide open maybe as it's been in a while?
I would say it does, but my concern is my team. I got to get these guys playing like we have this year, to where we're walking in the tournament in that mindset of, look, here we go together, let's do something crazy. And I got to get them to that. I thought we had this team. We had 2 good days here where I thought they were in a good frame of mind. And we were fine until we got punched. And that's when we're not what we need to be. So, but it's going to be an interesting tournament. You know, I don't know where they'll seed us, and, you know, but we're going to have a bunch of teams in from this league. And I think people will find out this league was as good as any. You know, you talk top to bottom. I mean, phew, there were no easy games.
All right, question on the far back on the left.
Hey, Cal, I mean, obviously you guys have had guys in and out of the lineup all season. You know, heading into this tournament, how important is it to be as close to full strength as possible, or is it like you've been shorthanded and won so many times, like, hey, we'll just roll it out there and go?
We've got to get 3 or 4 good practices in with a full team. It's going to be vital. It will be vital. We have to have them on the floor, and they've got to, you know, I haven't checked to see where guys are, but we're going to have to do that. But we need a couple days to just recover from stuff right now. So next couple days, we'll probably need the recovery, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know, let's go. Let's get something done. We're still amazing. We're at this time of the year, we're still teaching and still talking them through stuff and getting them to visualize different things that are happening. And I like the team. We got a little bit of everything. We out-rebounded them by almost 20 rebounds. You make free throws. Make your free throws. I mean, we did some good stuff, but they're a good team too. And they made shots and we missed shots. And you won't believe that that's what this game is about.
Got time for one more question, anyone? All right, let's take it right on the middle aisle here in the second row.
You know, Cal, in a normal season, you'd want the momentum riding into the tournament, but it seems like with this team, some of your biggest results have come immediately following losses. Do you think that this result could play into your hand a little bit?
That's what we're going to talk about right there. Every time we've taken a spill and the whole country jumps on us, it seems like they come back with a vengeance, and that is the plan. We got beat. And, you know, some of the games we got beat, it's not like we got beat by 100. You know, it's a bucket here, a bucket there, and you get beat. But learning how to win is a big part of this, too. We've won some really good games against really good teams. And there are teams across the country in their tournaments losing. The one good thing, it's going to be nice to play somebody that doesn't know us that well. You know, you're in this league. This is the 3rd time we played Vandy. They know us. We know them. You know what it's going to be, the physicalness of the game and how it's going to be played. But getting that tournament, it's not that way. Thank you.
Thank you.